Hello, I hope that you are doing great. We are going to continue with the videos in chapter 9, in which basically we are studying how to create databases. In this video, what we are going to do is to create two databases with one table each. This can be very useful because in many projects what you want to have is different databases because you have a lot of tables in each single database, and you don't want to have one single database because it's better to have the data organized into databases. And in fact, this is the kind of the database architecture that we are going to use in our project. Okay, let's move on. Basically, here you have the kind of the boilerplate 3, and as in the previous videos, I have create a virtual environment, I activate it, and now we have to install the Flask version and the Flask SQL versions that are compatible. And to do that is we have to type pip install requirements txt install -r requirements txt. Okay. Okay, the installation process has finished. Then now we can close this. I open the application boilerplate, and here basically what we have is basically what we finished in the previous chapter. And now we have to do basically 2 extra steps to create 2 databases instead of 1 database. Basically, what we are going to do now is to create a bind. It's application config. Here, basically, we have to introduce an SQL alchemy bind. SQL alchemy binds. This is going to be equal to, we are going to define here the name of the database, that is going to be transport, and I have to place this here, transport, and basically this is going to be an SQLite transport database. Okay, this is the first thing that we have to do. And the second thing that we have to do is to go to the transport database, and we have to introduce an extra element here that is going to be the bind. It's basically we have to introduce bind key, and is equal to transport. Okay, that's all. It's as simple as that. We don't need anything else. And now we go to the terminal, new terminal, and we can do exactly what we have done before. Go to Python and basically to go through all the process to populate the databases and everything. But I would like to do something different because I don't want to repeat the process again. Here, basically, if you go to the create data.py file, basically you have everything that I have created a kind of a script that made all the things for you. Create the database, populate the database user, and also populate the database transport. Then, if you go to the terminal and you type Python and create data.py and you click enter, this makes the things for you. Basically, you have, if you go here right now, you have the user database and the transport database, okay? And we can create some queries and all these things here, but I'm not going to do that because basically it's exactly the same, that the process is exactly the same that I have done in video 2, and I don't want to repeat. Then I really encourage you just go here and type Python and then do all the steps that we have done in the previous video to check that everything works fine. What I would like to do to show you is that we are going to go to the graphical user interface. Now we are going to open database. I go into the desktop boilerplate 3, and here basically what we have is two databases. We have one for the user. If I open this, I have my users, but here basically in the data structure I only have one table. I only have one database, and here we have this. We can open a different database, that is transport in this case, and here we have some data this is the data for the user 1, and this is the data for the user 2. And then you also can do some queries to access to this data from the terminal, okay? Then this basically concludes the second video. The second video is very short, and also is very short because it's very simple to create a structure with basically two databases and one table in each single database. Okay, this is the structure. This is a very good way to organize the databases, and this is, in fact, this is the structure that we are going to use in our project, because in the future, if you want to add more tables to the databases, this is a very good way to organize the information. Okay, hope that you have enjoyed the video, and see you in the next video.